Hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to The Truth Behind the Truth. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. What Charles, you gonna come in now? Or you gonna wait till after the break? All this wisdom. Excuse me, guys. I need to adjust this camera real quick. Oh, there you go. Yes, indeed. It is a night to behold in season 5. I'm telling you. But I hope you guys did go back and take an opportunity to view the election night show that we did. About 2 hours live, wasn't we?
We had a good crowd.
Yeah, we did.
We had a very engaging crowd at best.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So it was nice to see that people were engaged and they talked amongst each other. Gave us something to talk about, basically.
Mm-hmm.
We talked a lot, but it was nice to hear feedback.
Right.
So I was, that in itself was worth at least for us, because we felt like we weren't in this by ourselves. So thank you for those who engaged. Yes. I know my mom was there. I know there was some other people that was in there. Carolyn was there too for a few minutes. She was there. And so everybody who saw the show and engaged, thank you so much. Really,
we really appreciate that.
We really appreciate that. Thank
definitely. You. It was the first time I think that a show from our caliber that had decided to do a play-by-play, of the results coming in, so it worked out. I think really, really good for us to be able to do that. So it was good, a lot of fun, having all of the results coming from behind us, as we were speaking. So it was a little creative moment. So just another part to add to our season 5 of different opportunities that we're going to be bringing to you with that. So it was really good. Charles, how you doing, brother?
I'm hanging in there.
Good. Good. I'm sure we're going to dig into that and unpack that and, and all that this evening. Well, I guess if you guys hadn't found out, which would be kind of strange, that you have a new president. Okay. Well, attempted president, because it ain't happened till January 20th. It ain't happened.
He's back in there. So I hate to say it, he's back in there for a lifetime.
No,
he said it. He in there for a lifetime. He ain't in there for 4 years.
What he
truth
said,
behind the truth.
What he said. What he said was that there would be no more elections after him. So I guess that was the first indication that it was gonna.
The proof is there. It's on his own video. He said it was a great idea.
Okay.
He said it would be a great idea for him to stay in there for a lifetime. And
well, he ain't far fetched from what Congress do anyway. So it's, they'd be there.
Did you hear what he said in his video?
No.
Ooh, now that was something that really got me. He's going to enforce
term limits.
Yes.
Oh wow. Well.
Yes.
Yeah. Well. Yes. One to be seen. So
I was like,
wow. Oh wow. Well, look. Oh gosh, how could I even begin? I guess. Okay, let me back up a little bit. All right, let me just kind of reprocess, rethink here, guys. Okay, as to it. First of all, I'll remind you guys that if you want to tune in and talk to us live, I'm sure you can do so. Please do so. Give us some comments. 213-358-55553. If you don't really pick up maybe a thought, or you can just go ahead and text your comment in as well, and we'll be able to read it directly as well. We'd like to get your voice live, but if it doesn't work that way, then hey, but you can always still text. But this number will be available for you, for us, throughout the coming seasons. Now, I think we were actually the first that's offering an opportunity for a direct call. That. So, but it is out there available for you with that aspect. I want to remind you about your mug. Didn't have a chance to get up there to get your mugs. It is the holiday season again. Okay, great gift. Not a party gift, but a great gift that you can utilize as well. $13.99 to purchase your mug. If you want to do the free part of it, you can give us 5 likes and 5 shares. All right, to your favorite platform. All right, so that we want to encourage people to come over and view the truth behind the truth. Want to say hey to our new YouTube visitors. I think we have a couple new people that are out there on YouTube that I invited to come and check us out. and to look at all of our whole host of shows that are available out there. And those of you who follow us on Facebook, good evening, good evening, good evening. On Facebook, if you do want to go back to the video library, they're all there, and you just go to the live section on the YouTube page. You'll be able to utilize those things as well. So a lot of ways to get a lot of information out there. And if you want to get a little smart, this weekend we offered some great conversation the other night, and you can go back and do that show as well. So that's another point, as well. But anyway, so back into where I was about to say.
Charles, what you got to say? Because I know you got lots to say.
Well, who am I, the rebel?
Yeah, rebel with a cause.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm disappointed because of 20 million folks didn't vote. I'm disappointed that, a lot of black folks didn't vote because they followed Ice Cube and Dr. Umar and holding their vote, thinking they're going to get something for it. I'm disappointed in the people like Ray J and Amber Rose and Waka Flocka and all them folks who got money who follow Trump. They don't realize history says that just because you have money doesn't separate you. When the Nazis did Germany, they took the rich Jews and they sold all of the poor middle class people out. Thought they were separate because they had money. Then after they got rid of all the poor and the middle class, they went for the rich folks. They go, "Why are you getting us?" They goes, "Because you're still Jews. We just saved you for last. That's all." And the same thing with these Negroes that think that following up behind Trump's going to make things better for them when it is not. Because this matter of fact, let's just take it like this. I got a chart for you.
Okay.
And on this chart, it breaks down what the percentages of the electoral was. Now, if you look at it, the white women and white men count for almost 70% of the electoral vote, the electorate, the people that vote. So that means even if black men didn't vote for Trump or whatever, it wouldn't have made a difference. When 70% of white men, almost 70%, and 80% of white men and 70% of white women actually voted for Trump. So now you tell me this, that how does that make a difference? It's because everything, and I hate to say it this way, but nothing moves in this country unless white people are with it. With it, that goes for voting, that goes for civil rights. Unless some of them actually feel the obligation or the moral compass to try to make things different, it won't change. We won't let people have a job. We won't let people hold a gun. We won't let them do a lot of things because they're convicted felons. How do we get a convicted felon to run our country?
I don't know that. I still.
And then, hold on for a minute. I want to say this too before you go any further.
Okay.
For job applications, take that box that said that asks you of you having a record or you being convicted of any crime. Take it off. Take it off because there's no need. It's no need. Now go ahead. I just want to put that out there.
And that's so true. That is so true. That should be fair for all of us. There's no way in the world our country should be run by a man who's got 34 indictments, been convicted of sexual assault and fraud. And you're going to tell me he's an example for our country?
Well, here's the thing, and very, very great points from both of you in that regard. So the question is that what is the American people going to do about that? Now, we can sit back and we can talk about it. We can, make our quotes, and they are absolutely the truth, behind the truth, But are we at a place, okay, and you're not talking about this, are we at a place right now that we're going to stand up for our rights?
No.
Okay.
No.
So
because we're in a society of individualism. But keep going.
Okay. So then the complaining has to stop. Okay. If we're not going to,
that's a luxury now.
Okay. Well, it will be. But the complaining has to stop. We cannot go into the next 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, 8 years, whatever how many years it's going to be, 1 year, 1 month, whatever the case will be, and complain about what is going on when we have the ability to make the changes to stop from what's going on. Now, the general side of this, it's done. I mean, we can't continue to have conversations about, well, if she would have, if he would have, if he didn't, if. It's like a ifty bag. You know what I mean? What we need to do is, number one, to start encouraging everybody to come and watch and listen to the truth behind the truth. Not even just today and moving forward, but all of our previous shows. Okay, because we set a mode and a precedence for you as a general audience to be prepared for what was coming down. Now we stayed pretty much right in the middle. My loved one here, he kept saying, when Trump get in, well, he was right. Okay, he was right. I wanted to be on the more the balance side of saying, let's not put that in there before it happened. But he called it. He called it for what it was. That's the prophetic side of whatever the case may be you want to put on it. But he called it out. So now that that's a fact before us, the situation remains as human. Now this is not black and white at this point. Okay, this is what it's going to take to be the survivalists of the human race. Okay, so you got to make a decision, and I'm speaking to you by and large. You got to make a decision at this point to start being accountable for your own decisions. You have got to start preparing for your life, okay? Because you got to think, all right? Yeah, and I know y'all probably say, "Oh, he's getting way out on up," but no, I ain't on left field. Because let's talk about North Korea. Okay, when King Jin-pong took over.
Theatrics out. We know what
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Who you're talking about. But we don't need all that. We don't need all that. Just keep it direct.
I just wanted to emphasize.
I understand. Don't
what
emphasize.
I was
Let's keep it straight.
So when he finally found his way to bamboozle the people of North Korea, okay, the one thing that when he went into power and made it a communist, socialist, communist, it's whatever it was, he's still in control,
it's
right?
Socialist,
communist, totalitarian, whatever it is. So he put out martial law. Okay, y'all know what martial law is, correct? Okay, when that person that's over you guys puts down an edict, okay, like Pharaoh in Egypt, and those of you the Bible scholars and all these other type of things, when an edict goes out for a specific command that has to be followed, and if that follow is not, they can shoot on sight. Okay, so if you haven't gotten your portrait of either one, Charles, can we get a portrait of that orange person? Just kind of throw anyone. The prison one would be the perfect one, but unfortunately, we probably won't do that. If you can find one while I'm running my mouth. So if you don't have a portrait, okay, of the orange man, plastered on your wall, and if they decide to do random checks of your home, okay, first of all, you won't be able to say, I can't open the door. Oh, there's a good one. And you don't have an orange plastic on your wall, guess what? They could shoot on sight. Okay, they could take hostage of your whole family. They decide to shoot on sight. They can take you and put you in a camp. Yeah, there you go. That's probably when he will be required to have people up in the house. Okay, so I'm just saying, it is now time, and y'all can talk about shut up. It is now time to move past your disappointment. I get it. We all have been disappointed as to the outcome. I will not blame Kamala for anything that didn't happen. She ran the most, in my opinion, one of the best campaigns in the shortest time frame than anybody in American history. Okay, in less than 100 days, she was able to pull multi billions of dollars together. That's, in case you guys don't know, it's a lot part of the election process, how much money you raise, okay? And come up with a platform that would have benefited the country. A lot of y'all don't agree. I mean, that follow us that necessarily don't or do agree about what she was attempting to do, but that's okay. You got somebody that don't agree with what you're going to do completely, all right? So, but that in the realm of the thought pattern that you are. However, you got to remember, number one, regardless of what happened, how it played out, guess what? Kamala Harris was still the VP of the United States. She may not have made president, but she showed damn sure was the vice president of the United States. So if you were thinking that you were keeping the other side, if you're keeping a woman of color out of that office, guess what? She already had the office. She already been voted there. She already lived through it. She already accomplished it. This was just the benefit, the platform we're going for. Anyway, I'm shut up right now. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I'm disappointed, and I ain't gonna lie. But to be honest with you, I had enough time to purge out the disappointment.
Okay.
But I want to say this though: thank God for the Southern strategy, because honestly, that's what got Trump in the first time, and it got him in the second time. Mm-hmm. If you don't know what the Southern strategy is, for those Black Republicans who want to sit up and tell us that racism don't existed within the conservative movement, to each his own. But I'm going to read this. In American politics, the Southern strategy was a Republican Party electoral strategy to increase political support among white voters in the South by appealing to racism against African Americans. Wow. So Trump's two favorite presidents are Andrew Jackson, who was a slave owner, and Nixon. Nixon brought on the Southern strategy because what Black folks like to remind us, most of them whom are Republicans, they like to say, well, you know, it was the Democrats who were in support of slavery and Jim Crow and all of that stuff, which is true. It's true.
Right.
But you have to remind yourself about why they switched over towards the Republican side. Lyndon B. Johnson. When Lyndon B. Johnson, he signed the Civil Rights Act and he signed the Voting Rights Act of 1965. White voters felt some type of way about that. And Nixon knew that these people needed a place to go. So he decided the Southern strategy. And you know what's so sad about that situation? That strategy is still playing poor white folks to this day. And I hate to say this, yes, that will always be the reason why most whites will vote Republican. Truth behind the truth. Wait, and I got one more thing. Yes, Black folks, they vote for Trump. But you know who really voted for him? Niggas. I hate to say it, niggas really voted for Trump.
And not Black people.
Why? They voted because what Trump realized was the perpetual stereotype of the Black man was a convicted felon. Remember that mugshot you just put up?
And then how big?
Wait a minute. I'm gonna let you speak. That mugshot you put up really got the niggas on board. I hate to say it really got them on board because they perpetuate the stereotype that all Black men are criminals. And I'm gonna leave it right here. I'm gonna leave it right here. I'm not even angry at the fact that he won. I'm disappointed. But the fact is, when them tariffs drop, hey, y'all, it's gonna be something to watch. It is going to be, because I can tell you what, them Black jobs. and I'm working one. I ain't gonna lie, I'm working a Hispanic and a Black job. I'm looking at the grocery industry right now, and I'm hoping and praying that I will still have a job. So I'm in this with everybody. We are all in this, truth behind the truth. Those who voted for Kamala and who's gonna stay living and trying to thrive, we're going to suffer with the rest of y'all. And I hate to it's going to be a doozy. Go ahead, Charles.
No, I was just going to say, when we come back from break, let's break down a little more of these statistics that carry this vote over, because the Black folks only count for 13, maybe almost 14% of their electorate. So it's not like we was going to make a great big difference. And like I said, then you still got the Latinos who are right there just below us, maybe I think 10 to 11%, with Latino males voting for Trump. And I think almost 55 to 60%. So let's talk about that after we come back from the break.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about
as you were going to break, and then you can pull us. Probably maybe find a statistic. Is all of the pundits were saying that during the election counting and election night, that one of the things that pushed them over the head was the larger vote for that Latino man came out to vote for Donald Trump. We'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, well, welcome to
Listen,
the party.
tonight
Hey.
was running. Tonight was running like
Oh, hey.
crazy.
I'm
I
sorry.
had a client.
Huh?
I had a client.
Oh,
The family called and she didn't make her battle.
huh? You make a battle. She transition.
So you know, my job, what we do is we help people who's battling autism and cancer.
Oh, okay.
And one of our clients, she didn't make it or whatever,
No.
and the family called and went by to see him, and it was one of those things where they was prepared and knew what the odds was, but nobody's ever when the moment come.
Okay, gotcha.
So
Well, we send a covering to the family. Peace.
yes. How's everybody doing tonight?
We're doing good. We're trying to coach our audience
Blessed and highly favored.
trying to coach our wonderful guests to a different understanding of where things are, right now in where we are. At the end of the day, it's just where we are.
Did you catch the greatest news today?
No.
Well, the greatest news is that they claim to find out that therefore it was brought to surface that this man was paying the people who was working the polls to throw away Democratic ballots.
I ain't surprised.
And Biden called for a recount and people can go back. He called some states people can go back out and vote.
Oh, wow. Okay. Go for it, baby. Because if it would have been him, he'd tore up everybody on the half side of the state. He'd get everybody.
That is one of my biggest gripes with Democrats.
Right.
They always want to play fair, no matter how dirty it gets. They want to always be that beacon of fairness and angelic attitude. We're going to do a regular transition. We're not going to fight the vote. No, check it like they did. Stop sitting around like little punks and going, I don't want to make a wave. I want to keep everything harmonized. We can't all be on harmony. And this is one thing I wanted to tell people too. If you think about it, yes, we're not a monolith. Back when Dr. King was alive and fighting for civil rights, 34% of blacks was in favor of him. 34%. That's not a big number.
No, it's not.
And to think that he's fighting for everyone's rights, but a lot of them saying, as long as you're fighting, you're making it worse on us because they're going to take it out on us again and again. But then there's those people who stood tall. The Edmund Pettus Bridge, the Washington D.C. They fought and took their lives in their own hands for everybody to be able to have that right to vote. And too bad that we sit back and look at this thing and we see that Trump called us every name under the book. He told the Latinos how they trash country. The Puerto Rico's a damn garbage dump truck. America's got all us in there that's doing bad, and none of them got offended. That part really bothers me that you didn't even take offense to none of what he said.
Because we're living in an idiocracy. We're living in a society full of idiots. And the saddest thing about it is, though, is people are living and breathing about their pocketbook. It's not about human rights anymore. It's not. People are so worried about their pocketbook, they don't care what this fool called them. And that is why, I hate to say it, most Latinos went out and voted. That's why certain black folks went out and voted too, because they would think this businessman would give them a better shot at life. This man never paid his own vendors. He was sent to court for not paying his own vendors. But to each his own, right?
But right now, what we saying?
Hold on one second. I know what you're saying. Let's kind of frame. Let's not exploit. And I don't mean exploiting it, but let's not talk about him. You know what I mean? I know it's kind of setting the framework as to what we're trying to move forward in, but let's keep our conversation to the factual points of what's going on and moving forward, because we have spent way too much time giving that man the platform, and unfortunately, we're gonna have to hear it, moving forward until whatever. And it's still gonna be a party line for whatever. So let us be the ones that are not giving him. Let's be the Whoopi Goldberg right now. Who? What? You know what I'm saying? Now, I know you have to pay reference to certain things to make your point, but let's just not use that name. Let's just kind of
total immunity for police.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about that.
The breakdown of the Voting Rights Act. What was the other one he wanted to do? To take away the vote. Period. and
Right.
then centralize it to their own. Total immunity for a president, no matter what he does, whether it's criminal or not. We I tell this to people for the last 3 days because for some reason, my phone rang that morning like I was the president. I was like, wow, all people calling me like I can make a change. Donnell called me. He's the second one to call me. I was like, hey, this is how this works. And
Because
this is how I
that's it.
look
I
at it.
had gotten so many missed calls, Charles, from the factor of people. Even you know what's funny is that the CEO of my job, my company that I work for, he stated to me, he said, listen, he said, I'm telling you this, or whatever the case would be. We was in a meeting. He said, I can see the energy of how you guys, he said, but don't feel defeated because they know that therefore it was not the way that it's supposed to have been. And that way, everybody know that therefore, if everybody stay on their mind frame and knowing that it ain't what it's supposed to be and the numbers ain't numbered, you'll get the right outcome.
Right.
And we still have to stand strong and be persistent on what we feel our
Absolutely.
goals are. We
Absolutely.
still have to remain strong. We still have to remain steadfast. And as they say, keep your head on the swivel because you never know what's coming. And I really feel like that if we lose our direction, even though he wants to shoot protesters, that's that one thing he wants to do that they're thinking about giving him the right to do, just like Kent State and some other places where they shoot protesters. But if we just remember that we can't get change or affect change unless we fight. You just can't give up.
But I'm like the singer Eric Benet when he did his TikTok post. Oh my goodness. I hate to say this though, but I wish I was one of those people who was so cavalier with life, super behind the truth. I wish I wasn't aware or conscious about the times that we are living in and the things that we have to deal with. Because when you sit back and you know what's about to come, it makes things horrible. Truth behind the truth. It makes life horrible because I can foresee history just repeating itself. I'm sorry. You know, the fact that, you know, and let's take it off of Trump. Trump is a businessman. Trump is going to sit at the desk. He already have cohorts who are wanting to do the work of the people that he supports, the agendas that they support. You have people like Stephen Miller. You have Steve Bannon. You have Giuliani. You have all of these organizations, the Evangelical Right, the Proud Boys, the Moms for Liberty, the Heritage Foundation. You have the Police Unions of America, and you have the Sheriffs of America. And I cannot stand this, and I'm going to put this out there, I'm going to leave it alone. I can't stand when black folks say what he's going to do for us. No, he's not, because you didn't put money behind that campaign. These organizations put money. And I'm sorry, for those Latinos who did vote for him, you ain't got to worry about Trump. Stephen Miller is your president because he's going to put you on those buses. Stephen Miller, this is the man who is going to organize the mass deportation of a whole community. Stephen Miller, and I'm going to repeat that name over and over again because he is really the right-hand man of Trump besides Elon Musk. So I'm just saying, this is not going to be him by himself. He's got people who are going to do the dirty work. And
they talked to some Latino men and they were like, well, why are you voting for Trump? And they said, because he's going to get rid of the criminals. And I'm thinking to myself, he's going to get rid of you. He's not going to just get rid of criminals. He's going to mass deport you.
You see my face, don't you? Huh?
Yeah, like you thinking you, like I said in Germany and the Nazis, the rich Jews thought they were immune because they had money. That don't mean nothing when somebody's after you. As Don King said, no matter what you are, you still you can be a rich one, you can be a poor one, but you're still and that's just how that works.
Right. You know, go ahead, Darnell.
Well, you know, it's just with the other people, it's like it's just like a forest. And the forest and have all the men that's coming with the axe to cut down the trees in the forest. They don't think that nothing is wrong with the axe because therefore, you know, the axe is the axe. They think it's something wrong with the man or whatever it comes to be, not realizing that the axe is made of wood and he's just like them. The axe don't have a place or whatever the case may be. So they don't realize they don't have a play. You don't have a dog in the fight for real. When it come down to it, this is bigger than them, or whatever. So you're now just basically putting yourself in the position to be sent on back to wherever you came from, or whatever the case may be. So it's really kind of baffling and sad when it come down to it. All I can say is this: I'm a person, and my mind views because of I when I say I see and know, I see and know. Yeah, it's many times I spoke on here and it has happened, or whatever the case may be. So that's why I tell people when I say something, when I don't speak negative, I know what's getting ready to come because I speak what I want to see. Because I learned that when you keep speaking something, that's when you keep speaking it and making it happen.
Right. You manifest it. Absolutely. That's just,
or whatever.
Absolutely.
Reality, as far as with the fact of the counts and what they've done now, he got the 270. That's it. That's all. Or whatever the case may be. But when it comes down to it, everybody knows that therefore clearly all the states that was red, they shouldn't have been red. That's it. They know that. They saw it and they know it. And you think about it. This man's supposed to be so loud and boastful and proud and talking crazy on Truth Social and Twitter and Elon and all of the people. Those people went silent, absolutely, completely silent, and still silent today because they know that they done stepped in shit. Because what they did is this: they gave Jack Smith and all these other people, all these Funny and all the other people who now have already had something against that on him, even more ammunition. Because he know he has to step into court on the 26th, and he's still a citizen.
Right.
He's going to be tried as a citizen because they've already allowed it to happen, or whatever the case may be. So now all they did is allow him to keep on doing his bullshit, so that they can keep on adding up and keep on adding up and keep on adding up, or whatever the case may be. And that's all that's happening.
Another factual point. I love that. I mean, and that's going to be another thing to really to play out before our eyes, as to what he has already cannot. His thought was that that everything would get pushed off until he got in office, so he could eliminate those things. But those things are already in place, and he is still a U.S. citizen, so he may not.
They're not going to do nothing to him.
Huh?
They're not going to do nothing to him.
I understand.
Probation.
Oh yeah.
The probation is hey.
Well, true, I guess so.
Marlon, the DOJ, he was a weak DOJ. He knew there was all this stuff was going on a long time before now. He was scared to pull a trigger because he was scared they was going to beat his little punk butt up. That's why he didn't do nothing. He waited to the last minute to even make a whimper. He could have done all this a long time ago. And to think we were trying to make him a Superior Court judge.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ain't that some? But you have to think about this. Is the thing about it is therefore you have to think about how life and history and everything work, or whatever the case may be. Everything that has happened in life, it ain't never happened right when we thought that it was supposed to happen.
Of course,
we didn't get our freedom with slavery when we wanted to have it, but guess what? We ended up getting it in the time when when it happened.
Yeah,
so
but Texas didn't know it.
You can't say just because it didn't happen then, and therefore it ain't gonna happen. Because everything that person think is a good thing for them, it always comes to an end. You can't turn around and think that good is gonna always just keep on not being paid off.
Well, we'll pick this up when we get back from break. I mean, and this is I think the bamboozleism of, I'm creating a word, bamboozleism of religion, but we'll bring that up when we come back because that this is one of the huge problems where we are right now. We'll be right back from the break.
Call 844-55-STARZ. It's Junk Stars, baby.
Hey, my name is Thurston, and here I have my CEO, son Langston. We specialize in junk removal, dumpster rental, and demolition. So if you need junk removed,
call Junk Stars.
You need dumpster rentals,
call Junk Stars.
On TV. All right, and we are back, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into The Truth Behind the Truth. All right, well, what did I say? What we're going to talk about?
The church, because that's what
Okay,
you always allude to.
I know,
but
yeah.
but you know, one thing I always say, you know, like you said, Danielle, good things are not always going to happen, and that's, you know, not all the time. But it's like my mom said that night we had the show. You know, America's going to have to suffer.
Right.
Truth behind the truth. We've been so privileged to the point that the freedom that we have, we have taken for granted.
Oh yeah.
And to be honest with you, the fact that a lot of us did not vote, that is the reason why we're sort of in this situation right now. And it's like Trump said, don't worry about an election. Now, he told the Christians this. Right. I love Christians. That's what he said. I'm not one of them, but I love you Christians. But don't worry. Y'all vote for me. You won't ever have to worry about a vote. You ain't got to worry about voting because it's going to be all fixed. And I believe every word he said, because when somebody tells you what they're about and who they are, you best to believe them. So I believe, Truth Behind the Truth, that he is going to says what Trump says he's going to do, because he's got the Supreme Court to back him, he's got the Senate, and he's got the Congress.
So that's 2 points. All right. So, okay. All my church people lean in.
Oh Lord. Okay,
lean in. Take whatever you hear, just kind of lean into the camera or lean into your phone or whatever. Y'all have created a bunch of mess. I'm serious. And as I always say, the rooster has come home to crow. Oh, well. Okay? And hear what I'm saying. Hear what Charles is saying. And Darnell can get this as profound. Darnell get Brown, Charles Brown, as to what I'm saying to you guys. Y'all need to stop. Y'all really, really, really need to stop. Okay? Stop putting sin on people's lives. Okay? Okay. Stop integrating your ideas for someone else's life. Okay? Stop. You have created such a Pandora's box of your own. Okay, in these misbelief systems that you got a bunch of people in this country alone that don't know who they are. Okay? They don't know who they are. If they knew who they are, they will be listening to who they are and not from you. Okay? Not from you. Now, people get mad because I say the black church. Yeah, y'all hugely responsible. But evangelicals, white churches, everybody else that has not brought the liberty of life to the human being, you're wrong. Okay? And the rooster has stepped up to the pole. What is it? Them thing they stand on, you from the country, up on top of that thing, and he hollered. Okay, he hollering. All right, and understand what I'm saying by he's hollering. Okay, y'all have just done some stuff. It's so much I can't even get my head around to even articulate it enough right now. And the damage, the damnable damage that you have done to. Now, I won't say this, and we're talking about America right now. The damnable damage that you have done in America, be it fleecing people for their money, lying to people. Okay, we're talking about that person lying. Y'all have lied greatly. We have lost ministers through lies. Okay, there's one that's going around right now about one of the biggest pimps in LA. Lies. Okay, all right, it's all coming out. The wall is coming down. Okay, it's coming down. All right, because it's time for the true emergence of people. Like I said out today, after coming, it is time for the true believers to take on responsibility of their own. True believers, not religious, okay, not religious practices, but a person that understands who they are and that relationship that they have with their creator. I mean, I could go on, but I'm going to shut up right now.
Let me ask this question to everybody. Are y'all planning on divorcing friends and relatives for voting, those who know who voted for Trump? Are y'all going to do that?
Hell yeah.
Well, I
I
thank God I
eliminated
don't
10
have
people
none
the
of
morning
them
of
kids.
the elections.
Deleted people.
You know what I'm trying to swallow,
Uh-huh.
and I told him this. I'm trying to swallow the fact that those who did vote for Trump, they have relatives who are in gay marriages, who are who are elderly and sick, and all this other stuff. You have those people in your families, but when you voted for your pocketbook, you didn't vote. You voted against the fact that you want to make certain people's marriages illegal, and then you were voting for the fact that Social Security, disability, Medicaid, and all these programs, they were all going to be eradicated. Not only that, the Department of Education. Did you hear what Trump said? And I know you heard this, Saul. Anything that has slavery in it, anything that's been taught in schools about sexual, gay agendas and transsexual agendas, he was going to defund the Department of Education if they were to put that or teach students about slavery and those things. Now, as an African
Diversity,
American,
slavery,
yes,
transgender, homosexuality,
as an
any of that.
African American, I'm kind of like, y'all, for real? But hey, to each his own.
Go ahead, Darnell.
Go ahead, Darnell.
You know, the craziest thing is all the way up until election, even before Biden. You know, me and my family and my people and everybody, we've had the conversation about it, and I can thank God that all of my immediate people, everybody's on one accord and on one page or whatever the case may be, because you know everybody know what's at stake. You know, my great aunts and uncles and all of them, they know my great grandmother and great great grandmother, great great grandfather, or whatever. They fought hard to be able to get the rights in which they have, to be able to be in a position in which they were in. My grandmother working for the white folks, taking care of their kids and cleaning houses and all this other stuff. My grandfather cutting their yards and doing yard work and all this other stuff, and still being called a boy at 70, 80 years old. You know, that type of stuff. So it's just everybody knew what was at stake. So it's just sad to me, the factor that my grandmother, my dad's mom, we were having a conversation and she was stating to me, she said, you know what? I said, what? She said, you know, I was kind of perturbed a little bit after your granddaddy passed just recently because, you know, I'm on a fixed income and I was already having trouble with the fact of them being able to consolidate with the fact of getting whatever his resources that he had, you know. She said, and now I'm sitting back now at 90 years old, and I don't know what direction it's gonna be.
Remember,
You know,
they didn't like healthcare, Affordable Care Act. Remember, it's going to kill grandma. It's going to do all this other stuff. We don't want it. And then as soon as they got it, Obama even said, once they get it, they're not going to want to let it go. They don't want to let it go. Trump keeps telling them, we're going to come up with something better. So you're going to get rid of what's taking care of us and do something better. And Elon Musk said it, and I hate to say it this way, he said, in order for America to survive, we got to burn it down and build it back up. So who you think is going to be affected when they burn it down?
There you go.
all the people that were shown. But you know what's funny? My grandma, she said to me the other day, she said, I woke up the following next day and after they said that man had done won, and she said I was kind of agitated, real bad. It put me in a bad funk. She said, but I started thinking about this. She said, what? I said, what was that, Mama? She said, we as in people of color, we were built to be able to survive.
Mm-hmm.
She said, so if you keep on wrapping your mind around not surviving and what's going on,
You ain't gonna survive.
You ain't gonna never survive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She said, she told me, she said, so if you got your mouth fixated on the fact of talking about that foolishness of that man, you're gonna be one of them ones who ain't surviving.
You gotta change the narrative. You gotta
she said
change
you're gonna have to keep. She
conversation.
said if things going right for you now, it's gonna be going right for you later on.
That's what I've been saying. That's exactly what I'm. You got to take control of the narrative. You've got to. This is what the day of. I sent a day after. I said it is time for the responsible believer, as in whole, to come forward. Be responsible. Start planning. Start negotiating. Start setting yourself an escape plan. Okay, because if you don't have an escape plan, something wrong. Okay, have it. I'm sorry. Have an escape plan. It's the same thing the calamities. You got to be aware. There's a tornado escape plan. California, they got an earthquake escape plan. Now you're gonna need an American escape plan. All right, start preparing, people. I did also. Then I'm gonna say point. But again, I have to give you guys biblical references because y'all think that's the means into an end. But here's one for you. All right, so y'all know the story of Joseph. Okay. King. All right. So Joseph got the word. Okay. Joseph got the word, said, prepare. Okay. Joseph went to the people and said, prepare. Prepare for 7 years. 7 years of prosperity and 7 years of famine. Okay. During this year, the 7 years of prosperity, they didn't do what? Prepare. Okay. Then the 7 years went along, and the 7 years of famine came in. They're running around like chicken, like the head cut off. Like, what we're gonna do? What we're gonna do? What we're gonna do? All I got to say.
But he was the one that led his people into slavery.
Who, Joe?
Was it Joseph?
Yeah.
Was he the one? Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. We're gonna turn this into a Bible study.
No. His brothers sold him into slavery.
He sold his people into slavery. Remember, towards the end, he was the one that led the Israelites into Egypt. He was the story before Moses.
Right, but
he did. Look at okay. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come on for that. We're gonna come on for that.
Okay,
but
right
still,
now.
though,
Okay.
I want to say this though, and I'm not gonna leave it alone. I hear y'all. I really do. We must change the narrative.
Right.
But I'm such a realist, and that scares me a little bit.
That's a good thing.
It's great to be a realist, but it's great to know that therefore, if you're going to be a realist or whatever the case may be, are your realist going to allow you to keep on talking yourself into a ditch?
I think, and that's the thing, Darnell. That's the thing, Darnell. That is the problem with me. Because we all have family, and they live down south. I'm from Alabama. When I hear this man say, I'm going to give full sovereignty back to the states, you know what that tells me? States' rights. And when I hear states' rights, I hear already Jim Crow 2.0. Because for Jim Crow to thrive, you have to take the federal government out of state and local anything. And I have family in those places. And what they don't understand is that stuff can come rolling back little by little. They had already suppressed. Wait a minute. They had already suppressed the vote down south already. They have already used all types of criminal records and speeding records to keep people from voting. And hey, it is what it is. But the fact is that Trump said that I'm going to take my hands off of the states. Let them do what they think is best. That's scary to me, and I'm sorry.
Let me throw this on the table real quick. So as to your point, so you guys know, I'm sure you've heard that since the election, they have been getting these text messages, right? Telling them to be ready because their slave van is about to come pick them up, basically. And it's really disturbing a lot of people. Yeah. And then they're yet trying to say that this is coming from a Swiss company or Swiss whatever that's been infiltrated our system and put this text message down here that people are getting very disturbed about. To your point, but let's dig on that a little bit. So it kind of goes into what you're talking about, but I'm sure you guys heard about. What do you think about that, real quick?
That's a shit show because it was kids who they were sending those to those kids at school.
Yeah, too, right. But there's a lot of adults that got it too. But go ahead.
And it's really, and those kids was really like disturbed, and they weren't able to function throughout their day until they were able to realize that therefore that wasn't getting ready to happen at that second. It's just one of those things where we as people, we have to turn around and shield our kids, our families. When it come down to things like that, more so our kids, because those are the ones who they need it the most. They're the ones who are moldable and teachable. A lot of them, or whatever. And it's just sad the fact that you have the people who so evil minded to do crazy stuff like that.
But it just piggybacks on the fact of what is floating around, in this. And me personally, I mean, we talked about this as well. But I've got several confirmations about that. I know I'm kind of jumping around in the point, but kind of right in line what you're saying. Being in America now is not safe, but there are safe havens in America. Okay. At this point, California is one of the safe havens that's been put out there. Our governor is making a way, and then there will be not any infiltration fires on a national level to be coming in opposing that. Charles, you need to go in LA. So and then there are other people out there that keep saying, well, there's this movement trying to get black people to come back to the South.
That's been going. That's been going on for some years. That's been going for some years now.
Okay.
That's why I pay me all the money in Europe unless the Lord say so.
Okay.
Hey, well, I'm looking at it like this. No matter where you go, you can run, but you can't hide. So you might as well stand and fight where you are, and stand up for what you believe in. I'm a firm believer in this. I just can't get that things happen when they happen, because if you don't put in the effort, it won't happen. You can't wait for things to happen for you.
Thank you.
It don't work that way. It's gonna work in its own time. But if you don't put in the effort, you don't get nothing from it.
Thank you.
That's been my argument since the beginning of this election, or since the beginning of this show. It takes the American people to put in the effort. Now they're marching. It's never too late. You must do what you got to do. Hey, I'm all for marching, but I'm like some of these black women out here, I'm tired.
20 million registered voters didn't vote.
Oh, well.
Well, hey, and them sitting out the vote, they voted. Somebody voted on their behalf. But the saddest thing about it is that they don't understand the severity of them not voting in this election. Because what makes you think we're going to live in a democratic system after this? We live in the most fragile experiments. Our government is the most fragile experiment in the world. It always takes one idiot to come and make a democratic system a totalitarian system.
We're looking at it now with the Republicans, because they follow Trump like he's the Messiah. And then you also got to remember, this is a chess game. This is not checkers. They were putting people in the court who uphold the laws they make for the last 12 years, and we weren't paying out to some people this for the last 15. If you don't control the courts, you don't control America. You have
that's
to
what our president just stated today. Yesterday, he just stated the fact is, he said, y'all think that I'm sitting back in Washington and I'm quiet. I'm playing chess. I ain't playing checkers. Shut up. He said, you talking. He said, one thing about it is this: I've learned in 50 years of being in this game, you can't keep on talking to these people about what you're getting ready to do, because they'll take what you're going to do.
Oh, absolutely.
Why do you think you've been quiet? How do you think that y'all didn't know that I was going to get ready to turn over the power to her? Until I got ready to do it. He was like, that's what they were saying, and Joy was saying, she said, what baffles me about the Democratic people is that we be so quick on talking about what they ain't doing and not knowing what's been going on behind.
Exactly. And that was good she brought that out this week. I got one major question. Okay, hopefully we can dissolve it. If you guys, audience, if you can't dissolve it tonight, my one question, okay, with this president immunity situation, why isn't President Biden putting Donald Trump in jail?
Why didn't President Biden put the 2 more people on the Supreme Court? Because Democrats always try to be fair and non-aggressive.
Right, I get it. But see, we should be in a different mindset of the climate. I hear what you're saying. But why is he not even yet preparing to put that? He could be. I mean,
well, that's what he was hinting to. That's what he was hinting at in his remarks.
Okay, he could be preparing that. He could be having the arm, whatever the guy to pull up at Mirror Legal, and say, "Look, you need to come with us. Because hold on, because the president has said we have to lock you up.
Or they could kill him because he said that if he felt it was a
If
detriment
he
to
felt the need,
society,
so
he can kill him.
I'm sorry, if he wanted to, and he could, he has complete immunity. So why
Well, you
the
know, the
community?
Simpsons said that the man was gonna be
Huh?
tucked away.
Oh,
The Simpsons, they predicted the man was gonna be tucked away.
Simpsons.
Hey,
But no, but I'm serious in this moment. This is something to really think about and ask that particular question. Presidential immunity is not solely for Donald Trump, period. Because at the end of the day, President Biden could establish.
He could, but he won't.
Huh?
He could, but he won't.
And that's the question. Okay, that's the question. And maybe this will be our pausing question to come back in, maybe for the answer next week on the show. Okay, y'all don't have to answer tonight, but this is something to thought, and make sure we post it, guys, throughout the week. Why does not President Biden utilize presidential immunity?
he'll know. We'll know as this week progresses on.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll know.
I mean, hey, he could simply walk and say, get rid of every one of those ballots. Okay, he could.
But he
Get rid
won't.
of every one of those ballots.
But but think about it though, JB. Why would him out of all people? She could have called and stated for it because she's the person who's the candidate. He came first and said, I, as the president, I'm calling for a recount. I'm calling for the people to be able to go out and vote. I'm calling for this, that, and the other, and the third.
I'm saying,
Think about it.
I'm saying, you know, this is what we're discussing. Now, y'all know how prophetic this show can be about situations. It could be being set up to be the ram in the bush. You know what I'm saying?
They said that he said, don't count it out yet. They told the people, honey.
Because just like you just said, if you're planning to do something, you don't need to tell everybody. I'm sorry. Just like you just said, if you're planning to do something, you don't need to be telling everybody what you're doing.
And then just think about Al Gore won the popular vote. He gave the election to Bush. He gave it to him.
Vote Elon Musk. Okay, U.S. citizenship.
Well, I hope he does.
Okay.
because, I mean, to be honest,
Wow.
I hope that.
Now you know what? I would praise Joe Biden to the mountaintop if he did
I
that.
love.
Me too. I hope that happens.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Oh. I'm just like, wow. You know what I mean? And I started thinking about that, and I was like, well, the trap that you think that you staring for somebody else, you already setting it up for yourself, and you'll be find you falling into that particular trap yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't heard nobody else. At least, Charles, I know you follow different people. I know Don, I ain't heard nobody else out here on these airways had the conversation we just had.
No, they won't.
I had heard nobody bring that to the airways. I ain't heard nobody mention about why is our current president, okay, not using the utilization of the immunity clause. I'm just saying.
Because they don't have the kahunas for it. Democrats just don't have the backbone to stand up.
Darna, here you go. Darna, you got Kamala's number. Text me when you get through.
Listen.
I got to talk to girlfriend.
The
Okay.
woman, honey, I'm telling you, you have to think about this. This is the thing. We are dealing with people who, see, this is the thing. When it comes down to it, our way we think that things supposed to operate is one thing, but the way they know that it has to operate is a whole nother.
That's true.
Because they can't just go out and do things in a certain way because they know that he has the backing and the people behind him to undo. They got to strategically know how to do it to have it done quietly. So when it hit him, you can't turn back. Ain't nothing you can do.
That's what I'm not changing it from a colored conversation, but black people, my people. Okay, the one that look like me, look like Darnell, look like Charles, look like Donnie. He had to catch a business call. Y'all need to keep your damn mouth shut. I'm just telling you, that's part of our rap. Shut the fuck up. Have your meetings at your house. get your ship in order, get you a bank account, get you some other things, and keep your damn mouth shut. Stop
If
talking.
Diddy taught us one thing, is to do it incognito.
Keep your mouth shut. Okay? Keep your mouth shut. That's it. All right? Then you won't be surprised. You won't be, I didn't know, or this person against what I'm doing, and keep your mouth shut. All right? Listen, like I told you earlier, hey, this is the time for the responsible believer. Okay, I'm giving you the realm, okay, of wherever you are in terms of your belief systems, not a system, but a systems. Okay, utilize that. Listen to what your creator is telling you, not to some person standing in a pulpit. Okay, listen to what your creator tells you every day. It could be coming from a TV show. When you turn your dishwasher on, it could.
Shit! They said they doing the House said that they're doing a recount in every state,
Wow. Okay. I'm just saying.
not just some. They doing them in every state.
I'm just saying.
And they
He
said
has
because
the
some people
right.
were saying they went to check to see if their ballots was received and they were not even received.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I'm okay. But, I'm saying that if President Biden just happened to flip by on YouTube, looking at people's shows, I'm asking him right now on this YouTube show, all right, where's use your president immunity power? Because it's been already passed and you can do it. So it don't have to happen after you're gone. It didn't say that. Okay. So we're counting on you. All right. We're counting on you. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to The Truth Behind the Truth tonight. It's been interesting, which it should be. It's been provocative, which I know it was. Informing, yes, it will be. And get prepared. You need to be. All right. We'll see you next week. Thank you, guys. Hey, we love you guys. Stay here. We got more coming at you. And we just want you to be safe. We want you to make it. We want everybody to make it. This is not a respect of person in terms of that. But if it fits to a certain demographic of a group, it's for a reason that they need to hear it. Okay? It's not that we're shooting deep in it. No, we ain't shooting nobody down. We want everybody to be on the same page. But if I have to speak to people of color to get them to wake up to certain things, okay, that's what we got to do. All right. Love you guys. We'll see you right back here again on what? The Truth Behind the Truth. Have a great night.